Do you think Terence Crawford is approaching you in the proper way?
I think he's wanted the fight and doing respectful, you know. I want Canelo, I want Canelo. Dos, tres, cuatro. Eso. Enjoy.
Shocker Stevenson recently opened up about his experiences meeting two of boxing's biggest names, Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He expressed deep admiration for Floyd, noting that Mayweather values being around genuine people, which has solidified their bond. Shocker shared that their friendship has grown significantly, revealing how close they've become, with mutual respect evident between them. He emphasized their strong relationship within the boxing community.
Eso. Venga. Cinco, venga. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Eso. Enjoy.
Terence Crawford, all in the one place, and I know you put that together. You've played the game, and you put yourself in a position there to sort of create a moment. And there was a few viral moments from that, and the clips outside. What's that sort of environment like for you? I get the feeling every time I speak to you, you're still locked in. Do you not feel anything when you're around everybody in the gym and you've got to do them spars?
It kind of just feels, you know, back in the day, like you asked me this question, I probably would tell you like, oh, it was so amazing. It was, but now I'm kind of so used to like,
regular.
Yes, it feels so normal. Like honestly, that's why me and like Floyd is so close now, because it's like I'm a genuine person, and he don't like he like genuine people around.
This sentiment echoed by seeing both Mayweather and Crawford together in one place, further solidifying the connection. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez, widely considered the face of boxing, addressed Crawford's respectful approach toward calling for a fight. Canelo acknowledged Crawford's interest in fighting him, but praised Crawford's respectful tone, as he has avoided any negativity or trash talk. Canelo highlighted his earned status in boxing, stating that anything could happen in the future.
He went on the ring with Teddy Atlas.
What's that mean?
He said you're the most overrated Mexican champion in history. He said that Salvador Sanchez.
Boxeo mexicano.
Más
Popular, pero sin causa. Sí.
Fucking crazy that guy. and you think he knows boxing? Fuck.
When Terence Crawford said that he moved up and won, and Canelo moved up and lost.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won.
I don't think that was a strong point, because Canelo Alvarez actually moved up and won. I mean, he moved up a lot of weight classes, but if you want to talk about light heavyweight, he moved up and he beat Kobe. Then he moved up again and he lost to Bill. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he moves up to 154. He won 115, 113, but it was just an 11-0 Madrimov who didn't really have much of a resume, right? But there's a difference, to be real. I mean, Bivol is a Hall of Fame. Okay, this guy, you know, all-time light heavyweight. It's a bit different. Canelo did knock out Kovalev when he did move up. Okay, and Kovalev is a bigger challenge at light heavyweight than Madrimov at 154 for Terence Crawford.
Adding, "You never know. Maybe one day I wake up and want to fight that guy." This comment reflects Canelo's openness, while also asserting his place as a respected champion. His recognition of Crawford's achievements showed respect for his fellow boxer, while also maintaining his own integrity within the sport. Canelo seemed to leave the door open to a future matchup, while still emphasizing the unpredictable nature of such decisions. Previously, Canelo had stated that he wouldn't drop weight to fight Crawford. He explained that it was Crawford's desire for the fight, not his own, and mentioned how people would likely criticize him for fighting someone smaller. Canelo pointed out that Crawford's unique style of fighting made the potential matchup less appealing. Promoter Eddie Hearn shared similar concerns, mentioning that the size difference between Canelo and Crawford could overshadow the fight's significance. He argued that if Canelo were to fight Crawford, the narrative would likely be that Crawford was too small to truly challenge Canelo. Hearn further pointed out that Canelo wouldn't gain much credit for defeating a fighter at a lower weight class. He also noted that Crawford's movement in the ring could pose a tough challenge for Canelo. Hearn suggested that Canelo's future might involve other potential opponents, such as Dmitry Bivol at 175 pounds, which could provide a more competitive and meaningful challenge.
Canelo needs to understand he's a different fighter now. The deterioration is there. He's not the same guy. He's not that destroyer who's looking for knockouts early and keeps a pace and a pressure on you. He throws 30 punches around. You're not the same guy. So telling everyone you're going to knock them out and then going into, 6 decisions in a row now? Scores a knockdown every time. Power's still there. The problem is the pace and the ability to carry on and push. That's the real difference, and that comes with age. He's 34 going on 45 at this, as far as I'm concerned. He's got a ton of fights, been around for a long time, doesn't have that same desire, the same drive to take the chances against these younger, bigger guys, because he is fighting younger, bigger guys. So you got to keep that in mind as well.
When he fought Canelo, and he was like standing right in front of Canelo, and Canelo was just whiffing, it was a life lesson. And then you look at how good Canelo's head movement got after that fight. When he realized it, I mean, my God, when he fought Danny Jacobs, and Canelo's just standing right in front of him, bobbing. That's all the
Cause of Bud, like me, truthfully, like I done got better through the years. Like not even just being in the ring with him, but even being outside the ring, watching his demeanor, watching what he doing in his sparring, watching his training camp, how hard he trained. Like, dog, I owe Bud a lot, so I never even talk about too much sparring.
Yeah, I got you.
Shakira, everybody just keeps saying, bro, he lighting the ass, the weight. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
what do you say about that?
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's, like, very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes. Yeah. He's not as small as, like, people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So, like, if you see him in
person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day, he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying. I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I would.
Shocker Stevenson recently opened up about his experiences meeting two of boxing's biggest names, Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He expressed deep admiration for Floyd, noting that Mayweather values being around genuine people, which has solidified their bond. Shocker shared that their friendship has grown significantly, revealing how close they've become, with mutual respect evident between them. He emphasized their strong relationship within the boxing community, a sentiment echoed by seeing both Mayweather and Crawford together in one place, further solidifying the connection. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez, widely considered the face of boxing, addressed Crawford's respectful approach toward calling for a fight. Canelo acknowledged Crawford's interest in fighting him, but praised Crawford's respectful tone, as he has avoided any negativity or trash talk. Canelo highlighted his earned status in boxing, stating that anything could happen in the future, adding, "You never know, maybe one day I wake up and want to fight that guy." This comment
Crawford, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight. For me, easy money. So if the money is right, I'm in. Because, I don't like to fight guys like Crawford because he move a lot and the fight is not that great. I saw Crawford the last fight and he don't move that much now. So if the money is right, I mean, why not?
How you think he did at that weight, at 154? How you think Crawford did?
They are a weight class for a reason, and you need to ask him. It's different. I know in his mind he think he can do whatever he wants because he's very talented fighter. He's a very good fighter. I like how he fight, but that's why there are weight classes. And he knows now.
Canelo has expressed reservations about Crawford's resume, suggesting that he has only beaten one notable fighter. He implied that Crawford's record lacks depth in terms of high-caliber opponents. This critique highlights Canelo's skepticism about Crawford's readiness to face him in the ring.
Are you tired of people asking you about Terence yet?
No, look, I always say, I respect Terence Crawford. He's a very talented fighter, but he just win one big fight. If you see his record, he just beat one good fighter like Errol Spence is.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think he's beating other great fighter like Spence. He did a really good job with the Spence. He did like almost look very easy but I knew Terence Crawford is a great fighter. But you never know in boxing. We'll see.
within the sport. Canelo seemed to leave the door open to a future matchup, while still emphasizing the unpredictable nature of such decisions. Previously, Canelo had stated that he wouldn't drop weight to fight Crawford. He explained that it was Crawford's desire for the fight, not his own, and mentioned how people would likely criticize him for fighting someone smaller. Canelo pointed out that Crawford's unique style of fighting made the potential matchup less appealing. Promoter Eddie Hearn shared similar concerns, mentioning that the size difference between Canelo and Crawford could overshadow the fight's significance. He argued that if Canelo were to fight Crawford, the narrative would likely be that Crawford was too small to truly challenge Canelo. Hearn further pointed out that Canelo wouldn't gain much credit for defeating a fighter at a lower weight class. He also noted that Crawford's movement in the ring could pose a tough challenge for Canelo. Hearn suggested that Canelo's future might involve other potential opponents, such as Dimitri Bivol at one.
You're a badass. Like, you've been a badass. You don't always get the recognition because of, politics and boxing and the favoritism here and there, but he truly does have the skills and he's a great fighter. He's proven it multiple times, obviously. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo's gonna come down to 160. Yeah, Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size, power and size. Now, skill-wise, I think Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor.
It's interesting because of the weight class. We haven't seen Terence go up there, and will he have the power? But I do think that Terence has the skill and is a bit fresher than Canelo. So if I had to put my money on it, I would probably go with Terence.
I think Canelo destroys him.
Really?
I do.
Wow. I mean, but most people think that, but they don't know.
I don't think that happens. I think,
big.
Terence is just super talented at adjusting inside that ring. The weight will play a part. We'll see that when the fight happens, but I think that fight is going to be a lot more interesting than most people